that this vlog will have some home improvements. I'll show you a couple things I have planned, but also you might notice it's gone.
I have come to Clearwater Mall. I want to look for an external hard drive because the one I currently have is a 2 terabyte and it's full. And obviously I use my external hard drive for all of my vlog footage. After I've fully edited a video, I generally delete all the extra footage unless there's a couple of clips I really want to hold on to, like the raw file of. So I want to go into the mall here now. Maybe a 5 terabyte external hard drive, just so that I don't have to be buying another one in the next couple of years. And then I'll probably get mug and bean breakfast. We'll see how we feel about that. Last night the movie was interesting. It was pretty good. If you've seen Deadpool, let me know your thoughts. The latest Deadpool and Wolverine movie, let me know your thoughts on it, because I thought it was a lot. Like, and also like the only thing I can remember is just like that was the ugliest dog I've ever seen in my life. Not to sound mean, guys, but I honestly, like, the first time I saw it, like in the first scene that they show that dog, I literally thought, I said to Keegan, like, that's gotta be a fake dog, right? Like, it's gotta be. But it turns out it's a real dog. I didn't realize that. I just thought it was the ugliest thing. I honestly thought it was CGI. I feel so bad saying that because it was cute, but it was just ugly. Also, I thought that winter was over in South Africa. I was so sure that I wasn't gonna have another cold day here, but it's very overcast today. It's very windy, hence why I'm so wrapped up today. To Incredible Connection and a couple of other like PC stores, and an external hard drive was like 4,000 rand, but on Takealot a 5 terabyte external hard drive is like 2.3, so I'm gonna have to order it on Takealot. I just got a package and I wanted to unbox it. I got a DM from a company called Umera Naturals, and they asked if they could send me a little package, so I thought I would unbox it with you guys. I think it's like hair care, skin care, like natural stuff. Inside the package are some of our favorite items that we'd like you to try out. We hope you love them as much as we do. Oh, that's so nice. Keegan is my tripod, so if it moves, it's his fault. Here's the package. I don't know if you can see. There's Jamaican black castor oil. Love Jamaican black castor oil. It's good for your hair. They've got a Skin Miracle multi-purpose body oil, specially formulated to help and restore and nourish skin, ideal for stretch marks, scars, aging, and dehydrated skin. Is it like a bio oil? It looks like that. Oh, there's quite a few things in here. Then this is magic powder, shaving powder, helps stop razor bumps. I don't know how to use this. I've never used shaving powder before. Ooh! And then there's a giant tub of shea butter. I love shea butter. It's very, very moisturizing, and it's good for your hair, it's good for your skin, all the stuff. Yeah, and this is like proper natural, unrefined. Yes. Thank you so much, Zainab. The Zainab team, I really appreciate it. I am definitely going to try the stuff out, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Good morning, friends. Today is an incredibly lazy Saturday. It's 1:15 and I've only just showered and got right back into the same shirt that I was wearing yesterday. We just ordered from Uber Eats from this place called Nacho Daddy. Never tried it before. We decided to get the Daddy's Combo 4. It's supposed to have 3 jalapeno poppers and a burrito of your choice and 3 chocolate cigarillos. And it was buy one get one free, so all of that is supposed to be double. Okay, here's the poppers, the chocolate cigarillos. What do you say we try the dessert first? It's like a piece of pastry with some melted chocolate in it. That's nice. A jalapeno popper. That is perfectly crunchy. So good. And then the burrito is a little underwhelmingly small. I thought it would be a little bit bigger than this. Like, that's smaller than my hand. Look how small that is. I thought it was going to be so much bigger like the other place. The burrito tastes pretty good. It's got flavor, it's got beans, it's got rice. I'm gonna enjoy my very late breakfast. Thank you for trying it with me. The place is called Nacho Daddy. Hey guys, it's Sunday now. We're back at work. Why did I think that these 4 days were gonna last longer than 4 days? I blinked and my days off at home just flew by. I was meant to be on home standby today actually, but then I was assigned something yesterday. So I'm flying a charter flight, it seems like. I think they said Eswatini had an issue with their aircraft, so we're stepping in and operating some of their flights for them. So we're doing a flight from Joburg to Manzini, I think that's how it's pronounced, in Swaziland. And then from Manzini to Durban, Durban back to Manzini, Manzini to Joburg, Joburg to Manzini, and then Manzini back to Joburg. So I'm going to be operating 6 flights. They are on the shorter end. It seems like all of them are blocked at about 45 minutes long, which basically means they're going to be about 30 minutes long probably. But I'll let you guys know flying times afterwards. But yeah, my sign-on is just now at 2 p.m. It is 1 right now. I wanted to get here early just in case like there's anything I need to sort out beforehand, because I've never done this kind of charter to this destination at all, and I just want to make sure I'm as well prepared as possible. And hopefully my flight deck crew are here early as well, so that we can get over to the aircraft quickly. But I know that the aircraft is doing one of our flights this morning, so hopefully it's back by now. Hopefully we won't be done until I think we're supposed to land back at about 10:30 p.m. tonight. So it's a later day, but at least I got to sleep in this morning. I got to edit I think the first half of my Istanbul vlog, and I got to hang out with Benji and Keegan, and now it's work. It sucks that I'm at work on a Sunday when everyone else is literally chilling and hanging out. Little bit of FOMO there, but it's okay, I'll survive. We're on the plane. The plane actually landed very late. It landed at like 20 past. So I finally got all the catering and cleaning and everything sorted out. Everybody's gone off. We're waiting for our passengers, 2 of which I was just told, I think we're flying like a former president or something, so that's gonna be interesting. Hopefully he's nice, but we will see. We'll see, guys. Otherwise 24 passengers going to Manzini, and then I'll catch up with you when we get there, I guess. It's just gonna be a whole day of trying to catch up, basically. Made it to Durban. It's been a very hectic day. I'll explain to you guys whenever I get a chance. But the cleaners just got off now and we're waiting for the passengers. They're on their way. And we still have 4 more flights to go. It is almost 8 p.m. It's 7:53. All of our flights have been longer than expected. I think we were blocked at 45 minutes each, but the first flight was an hour long, and then this last flight was about an hour 15 minutes long. So I think it's already cracking up to be a longer day than expected, and just there's already such a delay with leaving the first flight out of the day. We left an hour 10 minutes late. It was a whole thing. But I'll get into it with you guys whenever I actually get a chance to sit down and talk about it. But at this point it doesn't seem like we're gonna get home before midnight. I think we were supposed to finish at 10:30 and then like be signing off by 11, but at this point I don't see us finishing before midnight, so wish me luck. In a freaking epic turn of events, our last 3 flights are now just the 1 flight home. When we landed here in Sikupe, which by the way I got it so wrong, I thought we were landing in Manzini, it's not, it's Sikupe. The caterers were on board and I was like, okay, so how many passengers on this leg? And they go, 0, it's your last flight. Are you sure? Are you sure? Oh my gosh, so instead of 6 flights we're only doing 4. So right now my pilots are about to start us up and we're heading back to Joburg empty, which is gonna be so nice. my gosh, yesterday was a lot. The first flight, we were supposed to depart at 3:30, but we ended up taking off at 4:40, an hour and 10 minutes behind schedule, because the previous flight, a different crew did a different flight. I think they did a Margate flight on the same aircraft. So that's the thing when you like charter an aircraft, right, is that the other airline that needed us to operate the flights for them, they first had to wait for us to complete our flights, and then we could operate their flights for them. So the plane did a flight to Margate and back, and they were meant to land at 3 p.m. They ended up landing at 3:20. And then they had to disembark, and they had wheelchair passengers, and it just took a lot of time for the turnover, right? And then we got on, we had to get that airline's. Also, another thing is when you do a charter flight for another airline, is that you're no longer working with your resources. So what my airline does is we actually own a lot of our own resources. I think if you work in the aviation industry, you know that generally airlines will contract out the ground handling services, right? Like they'll use airport services to do the ground handling, the passenger handling. So like the baggage handlers and the bus that brings the passengers and the tug and all that stuff. My airline, we own a lot of that ourselves. Like we have our own tugs, we have our own passenger handlers, we have our own baggage handlers and things like that. But because we switched over to the other airlines operations, we had to wait for them to bring their passengers over, and then we had to wait for them to bring their passengers' luggage over, which took like I think 30 minutes after passengers were already seated for the luggage to be brought over. It was crazy. We literally just had to stand there and wait for them to bring it. So that caused a huge delay, but we ended up leaving at 4:40. Most of the passengers were very pleasant, I've got to say. There was a few huffing and puffing and eye rolls and everything like that, because of course, on top of the delay of just everything and waiting for the luggage, we taxied, and it took us about 20 minutes just to take off because there was so much traffic ahead of us. We had to wait for other planes to land and other planes to take off and all these things. And a few of the passengers were just like really trying to make a point of like rolling their eyes and just like showing their displeasure in that. And I was like, there's only so much I can do. I can't make us skip ahead of other planes. I can't. Yeah, it is what it is at this point. But yes, we had the former president on board, and he was actually super nice. He was super lovely. He was so chill and so unbothered. Because the other airline obviously works on a different aircraft, and then people ended up on our aircraft. I think he was meant to be in like row 15 or 16. On the Dash 300, we've only got 12 rows. So I just put him in row 1 because I knew that that row was empty. They gave me a manifest. I knew that they wanted to sit there because of the leg room, obviously. But I didn't realize that that would mean that they'd be the first person that everybody else sees. So all of the other passengers that were coming on were like, oh, hi, it's so nice to meet you. And like, you know, they wanted to shake his hand and say hello and everything, which is fair. I mean, obviously, if it's like an ex-president that you look up to or that you idolize or whatever, then of course you'd want your moment. But it was so funny. I didn't realize that that would slow down boarding for me. There was also this one moment. What I like to do when flights are delayed like this, right, is that as soon as everybody is on board and I close the door and I'm about to do the demo, I first like make it a point to be like, hey, can everybody hear me? And I'll say that over the PA and make sure I get several nods, especially in the back of the plane. And then I'll ask them, did the ground staff explain to you guys what was the cause of your delay? And depending on the answers, then I'll explain, or I'll reiterate. If the ground staff did mention to them, then I'll reiterate the reason as well. Or if they didn't, then I'll just explain to them. And I like literally made it a point to say yesterday, hi, we're assisting. The other airline you guys were supposed to fly on had a technical on one of their aircraft, so they did ask us to step in and continue with their operations for the rest of the day and get you guys to your destination. So that's why we're here, but obviously things like this have a rollover effect with delays and things. You know, we're on our way, happy to get you guys home. And then I do the entire demo and I get to the overwing and there's a few passengers there, and one of them is a gentleman with his eyes closed. So, you know, I'll ask him, like, can I please have your attention? I have to brief you at the emergency exit row. And the first thing that he says is, oh, well, you guys made us late. I just explained. But also, like, sometimes I feel like passengers really just want to make a dig at you as a flight attendant about when something is wrong or when there's a delay or something. even if you've gone over and above to assist them and help them and explain to them what the cause of the issue is, they still want to just make it known that they're so upset that there is a delay. And I mean, granted, apparently their original flight was supposed to take off at 12 and here we are taking off at 4:40, but like, really, my guy, like, you can tell that I'm not at all from the airline that you're supposed to be flying on, you know? So how is it my fault that you, anyway, whatever. That's just a struggle that every flight attendant has to deal with on a daily basis. But it was just, it was crazy. Anyway, I think I said yesterday we were blocked at about 45 minutes for each flight, but they ended up being about an hour each flight. And we took 24 passengers on the first flight, and then on the second flight we took 27, and the third flight we took 28 passengers. And although the Dash 300 has 50 seats, the seating was just a bit of a mess because, like I said, the original aircraft that they were supposed to be on had up to, I think, 19 rows, and a lot of the people were seated in like rows 16, 17, 18, 19 and all that stuff. So then I had to move everybody around. We've only got 12 rows. So it was just a matter of like shifting. I literally would be like, hey guys, please just fill up the plane from the back. Just then after takeoff, if you guys want to move around, if you want your own window seat and all that good stuff, go for it. But like at this point, we're just trying to make sure everybody is seated for the takeoff and trying not to delay boarding more than necessary, you know? Especially because it was like my first time flying to Swaziland. It was my pilot's first time flying to Swaziland, which for me isn't too bad, but for them, obviously, like they have so much more going on a shorter flight. Like they're trying to deal with the air traffic control and try to find runways and all that stuff at a place that they've never been to. So for them, I'm sure it was a little bit more stressful. But yeah, we were so lucky. We landed in Sikope on the third flight, and we're obviously expecting that we're still going to do another Joburg turn and then back to Joburg on the last sector. And we had planned to go the Joburg flight with like another 30 or so passengers, I think 15 passengers back to Sikope, and then fly empty on the last sector. But then we landed and I was asking the ground staff, okay, how many passengers on this next flight? And the caterers as well. I was like, you know, I don't know how much catering I need. I don't know how many passengers I have. And they were like, oh, you guys are going empty. It's your last sector. Guys, the jumping for joy that went through me. You have no idea. I was so excited. I was like, yes. Like, obviously, if I had to do the other two flights, it would have been fine. I would have done them. But I was so happy that I didn't have to, because I was just like, it's more of like feeling bad that we still have another couple of flights and several more delayed passengers that we have to interact with, and that I was just going to feel bad for at the end of the day, you know? So we were so excited when they said that. And so, yeah, they just offloaded all of their catering, and they were like, if you guys still want anything, like, you know, take some water or like a packet of chips or whatever. And we were like, nah, it's cool. Like, literally, we just want to get home. We just want to get home. It's fine. Take everything. Take everything. And then, yeah, so then we did our last sector empty, and we got home at about 11 p.m., which was actually the original time we were supposed to finish. But because of the delays and stuff, we had all expected to only get back home at about 2:30 in the morning, if we had continued with the other two flights as well. But it turns out that the airline was able to fix one of their other aircraft and then just have it jump in and do the other two sectors. So we were just so grateful for that. But yeah, we're also happy that we were able to step in and help them get their passengers on their way at the end of the day. Also, on the third flight, there was a girl that recognized me from TikTok, which was so nice. She was so sweet. I didn't get her name, but she was so sweet. She was like, oh, it's been a long day. And I was like, girl, I got wine. Don't worry. I got you as soon as we're in the air. I was meant to be on home reserve today, but obviously because of the delays and everything, they changed my duty and they gave me the day off. So I'm going to hang out and continue editing and end the vlog here. So thank you guys for spending the last few days with me. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please continue spreading good vibes and being kind. I just thought I had to fill you in on yesterday's craziness. Have the best rest of your day, guys. I'll see you all on the next video. Bye.
You give me a sign, give me a sign, oh, give me a sign, baby, give me a sign.